Pop Squad coming at you. Hey everybody, it is Saturday afternoon, evening. It's evening. It's 8:30. I guess I was running around a little bit today. Today we are going to listen to a song that somebody in the comments reminded me of from Midnight Star. Now, we actually just listened to the first Midnight Star song back in January 20th, I think it was. And that was Freakazoid. I remember that. It was a fun song. And in fact, I remember it even back in the 80s because it kind of broke through and was a hit. And in fact, Midnight Star had a number of songs that were a hit. Because I also remember this song, although I haven't heard it in, decades. This is No Parking on the Dance Floor. As you might imagine, it is a dance song. And let's just see what this says. So, No Parking on the Dance Floor is the name of the album, but it's also the name of the song. By American Vocal Band? American Vocal Band. Who says those words together? Midnight Star, released June 6, 1983. So I would have been 13, just about to turn 14. Yes. The album contains the singles Freakazoid, which is what we listened to, Wet My Whistle, Electricity, and No Parking on the Dance Floor, as well as the seminal Quiet Storm anthem, Slow Jam. Of all the group's albums, it is their most successful, in which it achieved, bad writing, chart placing on the U.S. Billboard Top 200 and R&B album charts, as well as in New Zealand, where it peaked at number 30. Now, this also has a link to the song, No Parking, and then in quotes, On the Dance Floor, is the title track of Midnight Star's fourth album and most successful album, No Parking on the Dance Floor. Doesn't really have a whole heck of a lot more to say. It was recorded in 82, 83, and as I said, came out in 1983. So let's jump in here. This is going to be a very 80s dancey song. I'm kind of curious if there's any disco mixed in with this. I don't particularly remember or specifically remember if Midnight Star was disco-y. I think they did have a little bit of funk, but I'm thinking this is going to be very much a dance song. And let's just make sure I have the volume turned up a little bit. 4 minutes, 48 seconds. Let's see what they did. Old Rolls Royce. So the one thing this Rolls-Royce hood ornament reminds me of is the fact that Rolls-Royce eventually started making their what are those called? Hood ornaments, so that they retracted because people would walk by and break them off and steal them, which I think is very funny. I think this is all just intro. This is not part of the song. Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me, madam.
Oh,
You're
I
standing
see.
still in a no parking zone. If you don't get a move on that body,
Oh my
I'll
God.
be forced to give you a ticket. So get with it.
Oh, that is a great sound, isn't it? I mean, really a cool, pretty unique sound. Obviously, the video is ridiculous, but so far the song's kind of fun.
I'll be forced to give you a ticket. So get with it.
The way he says that. Oh, that shirt.
It's spicy like chicken
So that voice is so of this time period. I don't know. It's very Rick Jamesy to me. I'm trying to think of who else it reminds me of, but it's just that sound is so very much of this time period. It's kind of crazy. So that guy was actually kind of interesting looking because he kind of looks like a combination of, like his outfit, a combination of like Michael Jackson's dance moves with Prince's clothing, which is sort of interesting. And love the little thing going on with the music. I mean, it's a catchy song. I'm not surprised that this was a hit.
It's so easy to rock it with your body, baby. It's so easy. It's so right. It's so easy. You can drive it all night. No parking, baby. No parking on the dance floor.
So also note this guy's clothing here. This guy right here, very very much influenced by things like Miami Vice, or really by Miami Vice, which would have been just being on the air and getting popular, and that whole pastel look was in everywhere. I mean, it was super popular.
No parking on the dance floor. No parking, baby. No parking on the dance floor. Let me hear you play your horn.
Beep beep. So this is actually really interesting too with the beep beep. The whole call response thing really is in a recorded record pretty uncommon. And it's the first group I really think about. Well, first group I think about is the Beatles and how they were just completely overwhelmed by their fans. Yes, Kitten, thank you for hitting the microphone. How they were completely overwhelmed by their fans when they were performing in a stadium. Leave the mic alone. And but then the group I think of most is actually Queen. When they started doing the whole call response thing. But this is actually a really cool use of it on a recorded album. In the dance club, you could absolutely see people yelling out beep, 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 and it would have been just a blast.
Moving violations are easy to fix. Just tell the DJ to fix it in the mix. Shake it up and shake it all around. Let me feel you moving. You gotta get down, 'cause it's so easy. It's so right. It's so easy to rock it with your body.
So that little bit, it's so easy, it's so right, is just such a fantastic little... I mean, it's not even a hook, but it's such a fantastic line, and I think they do repeat it, and it is great. I mean, not necessarily in terms of, like, by today's standards, but even so. Just that whole thing sounds so good. It's, like, perfect, and there's no way you could have ever predicted that when they were making the song.
Shake it up and shake it all around. Let me feel you moving. You gotta get down, 'cause it's so easy. It's so right. It's so easy to rock it with your body, baby. It's so easy. It's so right. It's so easy. You can drive it all night. No parking, baby. No parking on the dance floor.
It sounds great.
No parking, baby. No parking on the dance floor.
So I just want to remind you again, this is a 30, 40-year-old hip-hop song. And, I mean, think about that. This is what hip hop sounded like back in the 80s when it was really getting going, and it doesn't sound at all like this anymore. Not even remotely, I would say. And it's just incredible that it's still the same genre of music, and there's subgenres, of course, but I mean, listen to what this song is like, and then listen to modern hip hop, and there's nothing that sounds like this, and I think that's fascinating, not because I want music to sound like this, but because of how it's changed and mutated over time to become something completely different, and yet it's still the same genre of music. Fascinating, just so cool. Nice little dance break. Oh boy. Fashion in the 80s, man.
It's time to party. It's time to jam. Don't touch your booty. Don't touch your can. It's time to party. It's time to jam.
What was she dancing to? Seriously, what was she dancing to? Because she was not dancing to this song.
Booty. Don't touch your can. It's time to party.
That one.
It's time to jam. Don't touch your booty. Don't touch your can. It's time to party. It's time to jam. Don't touch your booty. Don't touch your can. It's time to party. It's time to jam. The party later.
Actually, I'm really surprised to see a lowrider bouncing in the background there, because that seems like it would have been super early for that whole, I don't want to call it a fad, that whole thing, like that people were doing that. It seems super early for that, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's time to party. It's time to jam. The party later.
Good transition.
Party on the dance floor. No, no party later. No party on the dance floor.
Yeah. Really a good song. I mean, really a good song. It holds up, I think. Well, let's not look at him being angry. We'll look at the Rolls Royce. Yeah, good song. I'd be curious to see what you guys think of this, because this is one of the songs that... I shouldn't say that. This is a song from a time period that I find really interesting, just because there's been so much time that's passed since this came out. And like I said before, this is an early hip-hop song, not rap, not really rap at all. Very much a pop hip-hop song, but they don't sound like that anymore, and that's neither good nor bad. But it's super interesting. I would love to hear anything that even sounds similar to this, because I don't think there's anything out there right now that is like this. I hope you liked it. And I hope you like Midnight Star. I think they actually had quite a good little run with, certainly with this album. And I know they had some more hits too. But yeah, I like this one. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great dance song. I could totally see going out and hearing this in a club, and I think people would have a good time with it. Which really is probably the mark of a successful song, because even if there is a lot of nostalgia for some people for this, I'm sure there's a lot more people who would hear this and go like, wow, this is a funky sounding song. And it is. It's good. Papa Squat. Check it out. Hope you liked it. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be good to each other. Please like, subscribe, and share. Bye.